Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. In this video, I will discuss my basic fried rice template that will form the foundation for all different kinds of fried rice that you can make. To make good fried rice, the rice is of critical importance. The rice must have minimum moisture. If the rice is too wet, it will make a mess in the wok because it will stick to the wok tenaciously. To cook fried rice, the rice must be cooked in advance and it should be stored in the refrigerator for at least 8 hours before using it. To make good fried rice, you should always use long grain rice. It could be either just a regular long grain rice, or you can use jasmine rice, basmati rice, or brown rice. Now, short grain and medium rice do not work because they tend to absorb too much moisture during cooking. My fried rice template is simple and easy. It is also very efficient. It takes only about 7 minutes to cook from start to finish. Once you master the basic principles, you can easily modify it to create many different versions of fried rice. I'm going to use the following example to illustrate some of the main features of this fried rice template. This particular fried rice is a vegetarian fried rice and it contains broccoli, cauliflower, purple cabbage, green onions, and just a touch of tomato. After I put my burner on the stove, I always turn it to the highest setting. I'll add some oil and then I saute 1 tablespoon of garlic until it turns slightly brown. I then add 2 cups of cooked jasmine rice to the wok. Now the rice tends to stick together because it is cold. Then I use my hamburger meat chopper to break up the rice kernel, and it works really well than if you were using the wok spatula. I push the rice to the peripheral of the wok to make a well in the center of the wok, and then I add 1 tablespoon of oil to fry 2 eggs. As the egg is being fried, I add vegetables, and in this case I add broccoli and cauliflower. Those are both stems that I chop up, and they work really well in fried rice. I let the egg fry until the yolk starts to turn opaque. Then I start mixing everything together. So this is time that the wok spatula really shines. And because it's a shape, you can use it as a shovel and to turn the contents over really easily. At the same time, the stainless steel wok spatula can be used as a scraper because some of the rice might get stuck to the bottom of the wok, and if you don't dislodge them, they're going to be burned. So you can use the wok spatula to scrape it off. I then add the chopped red cabbage. Now it is important that you should add the ingredients that are chopped up, because if they're too big, it just won't fit well with the fried rice. Another important thing to keep in mind is that I add my ingredient in the order of how long I want them to be cooked. The next step is to season the fried rice. I season this particular fried rice with hoisin sauce, oyster sauce, and soy sauce. Now you can season it in any way you want, and I will discuss the seasoning of the fried rice as well as other dishes in the upcoming session. Okay, now we are almost done. The last thing I'm going to add are the ingredients that I do not want to cook too long. So I add my green onion, I mix it, and I followed by adding some cherry tomatoes. Those I want them to cook minimally. So using this basic template, you can create many different versions of fried rice using different combinations of ingredients and seasonings. And ultimately, your imagination and your preference is going to be your only limitation.